Good morning, everybody. It's been kind of a rough, not even 24 hours yet, maybe 12 hours. Anyway, I came home last night and got some sleep. Not nearly as much sleep as I was hoping for, but our brains will only allow us to do so much, and mine was not letting me sleep all that well. I kept worrying that I was going to miss my alarm to get up, to get Braden up, and get him ready for the day and all that stuff. Anyways, if you want to know what this update is regarding, check out the video. I'm going to post a link somewhere up here, uh, and you can kind of see what got us to this update. Um, Doing that just to kind of save time because this is going to be kind of a comprehensive and a little bit longer of where we're at now. So, real quick, I want to start off with no news is good news. I got no calls from the hospital last night. So I'm assuming they'll only call me if something bad happened, or if she's being discharged. So I'm assuming things went well. I'm going off of that. She was in really good hands when I left. Sarah was. I also want to let you know that comments are being read. We're just not replying to all of them, as I know you guys don't expect us to. But if you see a little heart next to your comment, a like and a heart typically, that means we at least read it. So I just wanted you to know that we are, mostly me right now, making sure to read all of those because they are meaningful and they are helpful for us. So thank you. And lastly, I also want to let everybody know we've got family on call to help with the kids, help with Sarah, and just try to figure things out. I've got like Sarah's sister is on call to get ready to pick her up if she needs to on her way out to see Braden's baseball game, and my mom's on call to help with the kids, and Amelia's here to help with the kiddos. So we've got kind of a good family structure here to support us in that way. So just so you guys are all aware. So let's get into kind of what happened with hospital and everything yesterday. So we got to the hospital, and based on Sarah's symptoms, she was treated as a stroke patient, and they did multiple tests immediately in triage. They put us in a room, started doing the full workup for a stroke victim, and with that comes an expedited hospital trip, expedited ER trip. It was fast. They were getting CT scans and everything. So with that, and based on the CT scan and the symptoms and everything, they were trying to rule out or trying to determine if Sarah was having seizures, if she had a stroke, if there's a bleed on her brain, and then that bleed could also potentially be a lesion causing that. And so they're trying to rule all that out. And so I've got my notes right down here because there's a lot. So they're trying to rule all that out. The bleed, they said, would essentially, the blood would absorb itself and it would kind of take care of itself. So there is little that they would have to do with that. Seizure, they went ahead and put her on anti-seizure medications. I think it was Keppra, in order to try and ensure that if it was a seizure, it doesn't happen again. And then the lesion is something that I kept pressing them to when they do the MRI to compare to her historical MRIs to make sure that that bleed spot isn't in the same spot as the potential lesion that they were seeing, but not really able to verify that it was a lesion. So that there was a spot in past MRIs that may have been cancer, may have not been cancer, likely not cancer. But I kept saying to any doctor that I spoke to, please check this on the MRI. And the dog is back. And so hopefully they will be checking that. If not, I'll be asking. In addition to that, they were talking about pressing, which is hard for me to explain. I haven't had time to really look it up and understand it more. But essentially, when you are on immunotherapy, it's something that happens when in the back wall of the brain there starts to become pressure pushing forward, but that doesn't cause typically the symptoms she had, but they see evidence of it in her CT scan, and so they were going to be checking on that. typically pressing happens while somebody is actively on immunotherapy, and they usually said that after the amount of time that Sarah's been off immunotherapy, that it's not something that still occurs. So they're investigating that as well. She had her CT scan when we got there immediately, and then her symptoms started to clear up. But then once we got into the ICU, they started to come back again. So that's something that I didn't get an update on. I don't have it, Callie. All done. Um, that wasn't something that I was able to really update in a post. So when she went back to get her immediate CT scan and MRI, it was because her symptoms started to come back. The aphasia and stuff started to come back. And so they needed to readdress that, double check her brain, do that comparison. They were going to wait another, I think, 4 or 5 hours from the time that they did it, or 6 hours from the time they did the original scan is what they were going to wait. It ended up being like 1.5, 2 hours before they did that secondary scan to do a comparison. So she got that done quickly. I don't know if that means that they were going to do another scan 4 hours later, which would have been just a little bit ago. By the time I left, they didn't have the results for the CT scan or the MRI. They essentially have to be reviewed by a radiologist and compared to previous scans, and then the information would end up going to the doctors in the ICU, and then trickle down to the room, which would have taken a significant amount of time, and I need to get home and get some rest to take care of the kids today. So she did have, when I left, she had gotten that second CT scan, and they had taken care of the MRI. I hung out a little bit after she had gotten back into the room. She mostly was just sleeping, and so, oh my, all right, Callie, all done. She was mostly just sleeping. Had a pretty all done, Callie. Had a pretty intense migraine. Aura's had gone away, but her migraine was still there and was pretty debilitating. She had an eye cover on and stuff. And when she got back, they went ahead and did another neurological exam on her. All done. And so what that means is they were just testing eyes, hand strength, speech, ability to read, other cognitive tests and stuff like that. So in that, Sarah had done well, but definitely wasn't up to 100%, and definitely wasn't getting all of the answers to the questions correct, which is okay. She's also extremely tired. So and with all of her meds, has some foggy brain going on. So with that, that's where I left last night. So we were waiting on results. With that, I just want to let you guys know, staff are aware that we have our trip to Maryland for the study treatment. And so they're aware that we really want to be out by tonight and get Sarah on her flight on Sunday and all of that stuff. And so they're aware, and they are trying. I don't have it anymore. And they're trying, but her safety is first, and they will not release her. They will not release her until they deem it safe to do so. On the plus side, with that said, the travel agent can take care of all of our flight stuff. We had to do this before, when she got shingles. They'll take care of the flight stuff, no fees, no charges. It just gets changed, and then if there's an additional cost for the tickets for the future flight, this new schedule, then we just take care of that additional cost, but no fees and stuff. So there's that. Let's see. Today, what's going on today? So some of you guys may know Braden's got baseball games, 2 baseball games today. He's got a little tournament for baseball. starting at 9 for him. His first game starts at 10 a.m. So I'm going to be making sure he gets to that. This morning at some point, myself or Amelia are going to take Sarah some clothes. So I took all of her stuff except for her phone from the hospital. So we're going to take her a fresh set of clothes in preparation for her being able to leave. You didn't bring me anything, Callie. In order for her to be ready to leave. And hopefully she'll be ready relatively early. So so we've got getting close to Sarah. We've got Braden's baseball game. We've got packing up for National Institute of Health in Maryland, and something else that's really important is Braden's family. So we've got his grandparents, his aunts. They're going to be coming and watching and supporting him during his baseball game. His coaches have also been absolutely amazing. They know what's going on, and so they're very aware and try to help encourage Braden and bring him up and help him feel better. And they've created such an amazing team dynamic, and all the kids are extremely supportive, whether they know what's going on or not. The coaches have just created such a great atmosphere where the kids support each other, and when they're down, they try to bring them up and work together, which is quite amazing at 11 years old. It's pretty cool to see. So yeah, that is. I know this is a lengthy update, but that's what's going on. We will do another update once we either know more or when Sarah is discharged, or I'll post updates in the community page if it's something that I can squish into, a small text essentially. Oh my goodness, Callie. So that's it. Thank you guys all for all of your support. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you all. There's an end screen coming, and it's gonna also have links to the previous videos, so you know what happened and what's going on and all that stuff. So, all right, time to go make some coffee. Have a wonderful day, morning, night, wherever you are. Again, thank you all for all of your support. Appreciate you. Bye.